Hello, my friends. I'm back with another Bits and Bobs vlog. This one is for the month of October, more or less. The beginning of October, I don't have as many clips as maybe I feel like I should, or maybe as I would like to have. But the reason is that we kicked the month off with a visit from my family. My mom, my dad, my brother came to visit, and they were here to celebrate and support my brother running his first marathon. He ran the Victoria City Marathon, and it was so fun and so cool, and he did so well. And running has really changed his life in a lot of ways, and it was just so fun to all be together and to celebrate him. It was great. I'm so incredibly proud. We all are, and we had so much fun. My family stayed at this really great hotel right on the water downtown. They had amazing views, this really cute hotel room, very retro. It was just so fun to get to hang out and play tourist in my own city and hang out with my family. We honestly just had the best time, and you're kind of just gonna have to take my word for it because I really barely got any clips. I have a couple that I'll show you. It was definitely one of those weekends where I was having so much fun. I wasn't even thinking about my phone. I wasn't even thinking about shooting content, which is ultimately the best. For the most part, what I've got to show you today is just some cozy clips from some really beautiful walks and hikes that I've gone on this month. I've been really enjoying the leaves turning and the shift in weather and everything kind of slowing down and getting a bit cozy. I've been trying really hard to lean into that this year. Historically, I have a hard time during this seasonal shift, and I'm really trying to approach it tenderly and set myself up with nourishing meals and time with friends and time outside to help that transition feel a little bit softer. There's also a little cheeky trip to the thrift in this vlog. I've got a knitting project reveal for you, and I also did some repair work on some of my knits that have just been sitting, languishing really, in this pile staring at me. And I've been slowly but surely working my way through a lot of those repairs, which feels so, so good. And I'm hoping that I'm going to have a whole bunch of those pieces available for you in a closet sale that I'm hoping to get together soon. I don't have any details or dates just yet, but it's on my mind and it's in the works. I think that's all I've got to say. I think we should just get into the vlog, and I'll see you on the other side.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I'm going to go see what I can find at the thrift. So I thought we would talk about the things that I'm looking for, the things on my wish list. Because I haven't added much to my wardrobe at all this year, I'm getting a lot of use out of my clothes, and I'm really noticing what the holes are, like what the gaps in my wardrobe are, which is one of the things that I think is the most valuable in terms of like really wearing your clothes, spending time with them, doing little styling exercises with yourself. You really do become aware of the missing links. So the missing link for me that is feeling frustrating to me right now is mid-weight tops. So I'm thinking something like a thinner knit, like a finer gauge cashmere sweater. Something that could comfortably layer under a jacket, but can also stand alone. I'm mostly hurting for tops in general. One of the most important things on my hit list for this season is a striped or multiple striped long sleeve t-shirts for layering. I would really love a boat neck elbow length sleeve top in navy specifically. I'm always looking for good sweaters. I feel like I always used to find cashmere sweaters at the thrift and now I hardly ever do. I would love to find like a good cashmere sweater, crew neck or v-neck, in a navy, in brown, in gray, you know? I will obviously do a cheeky cruise through accessories, specifically the showcase up at the front. I'll see if there's any good brooches. The last time I was here, I got that amazing double rhinestone star brooch. The other thing I'd love to find is a really good beat up flannel shirt in a different plaid than the one that I already have. And then who knows, maybe I'll just find something wacky and the spirit will move me. You got to be open to that when you're at the thrift. I am also keeping in mind that it's October and the thrift store is usually pretty chaotic at this time of year, though it is a Monday morning, so hopefully it won't be too bonkers. It's only one way to find out. Hi, I'm back. It's the next day, and this is that top that I thrifted kind of in better light. You can see it's a really beautiful navy color, quite a blue. Oh, buddy, cat, get out of, you can't lie right there, sweetheart. I love you so much. And like I showed with the tag, it's a wool and silk blend, which is one of my very favorites. One of the things I love about a really fine gauge knit like this is how quickly they dry, especially wool and silk together. I washed this in the washing machine, cold cycle, in a delicate wash bag. I washed this yesterday afternoon and laid it out flat to dry, and it was fully dry by the time I went to bed. So that's what it looks like. It is a little bit sheer. I don't mind that. I don't hate seeing the line of the bralette here. The one thing that I will say that I don't love about this is the neckline. It comes up kind of to an awkward, like I almost wish it were a little bit higher, like more of a mock neck, or a little bit lower. Not my favorite fit that I've ever tried on, but it feels incredible, as you can imagine, with a wool and silk knit. I absolutely could, and I will, wear this just as a standalone top. And I think it'll be really valuable for layering, which is so important living in Canada and specifically in the Pacific Northwest. Once we get into, mid to late November, I'm wearing a wool base layer under every single thing I wear. Every knit I wear will have a merino base underneath. And so this I think will be great to add to that rotation. Oh, it feels so luxe. And it's in perfect condition. I find a lot of times with like a fine gauge knit like this at the thrift, there'll be a little hole in the armpit or the elbows will be blown out. Like I very rarely find them pristine. So what a treat. I think that's a win. While I have you here, there's something that I want to show you. Stay tuned. Okay, so you may remember from literally, I think this time last year, I started a knitting project to try to replicate this knit poncho shruggy little guy from Toast. I saw this and I immediately thought to myself, I must have it. And then also, I think I can make it. So I haven't been able to try it on properly because the circumference of the knit is so much larger than the circumference of my circular needles. And so in order to try it on at any stage, I would have had to fully take it off the needles. And that was just too much of a faff for me. But now, so I've made this also, let's pause for a minute, Alberta. I have made this purely out of my brain. If I have a pattern that I like, I will follow a pattern, but I also have made a whole bunch of stuff just freewheeling, for better or worse, is what I'll say to that. But I'm at a point now where I've already bound off half of the hem, so I'm able to actually try it on now, which is really, really exciting because I've really just freestyled this and it's kind of just been one of those projects where it's like, well, it might work, it might not. I hope my math was right. but now it's finally at a place where I can try it on. So I thought I might show you guys. I am so sorry to anyone who's hoping for like knitting tips or tutorials. It's not my journey. There are gonna be lots of threads kind of sticking up and around, just ignore them. Once I get it kind of settled, isn't that cute? So it is gonna grow a little bit in length when I block it, and also just, you know, the nature of wool and like knits especially, they kind of stretch and grow and move. So I intentionally made it quite short. I literally can't believe that this worked out. It worked exactly how I wanted it to. Prepare to be absolutely sick of this. My original vision for the neckline was that it was going to be quite a bit tighter, but I actually think that this will be more useful to me and more comfortable from a sensory perspective in the long run. So this is a mistake that has worked out. I'm thrilled with this. I'm really, really happy. And I'm honestly just so thrilled that I'm so close to the finish line on it, because I have a very strong tendency of getting like halfway through a knitting project and just losing interest with the ADHD of it all. And so I'm so glad that I've got this nearly done. I'm gonna have this finished this week, and I'm gonna have this cute ass little shruggy cape to wear when I'm working from home, working on lookbooks. It's gonna keep me cozy. Okay, that's the knitting update that not one single solitary soul asked for. Hello, good morning. My little shrug cape is off my needles, and I'm gonna do a quick little video showing what it looks like before blocking, and then I'm gonna block it, and when it's dry in a couple of days, I'll show it to you again. I'm so excited. I haven't completed a knitting project in a really long time. It feels really good. There it is. It's done. Took almost a year, but she's done, almost. See you in a couple days. This is my outfit today. This is the little shrug that I knitted, and I did not make it with this intention, but it fits so perfectly over this long coat. I'm so into it. The outfit under is really simple. I'm just heading out. Some of my dear friends are having a yard sale, and so I'm going to that with my friend, and then we're gonna go and co-work in a cafe. It's a Saturday, but she's got an engagement party to plan, and I've got a few little bits and bobs that I wanna finish up for you too. So we're gonna go and sit and work together after we check out this yard sale. So I wanna be comfy, cozy, cute, the 3 C's. And I'm really, really into it. This feels just so cozy. It feels cool. I feel like it adds a lot of visual interest to the jacket. And now I'm thinking, I just went through my yarn stash yesterday, and I'm wondering if I make another little cape situation like this in a stripe. Could be very cute. It could be very cute. In fact, I think that is what I'm going to do. But for now, that's the outfit.
It is Jason's decision.
Maybe it should happen sooner. Brett and I apologize for that, but
Buddy.
positivity and
I am about to perform surgery on this beautiful classic J. Crew roll neck in this beautiful, beautiful wool. And I want to include it in my upcoming closet sale. And it's got this little hole that I have been meaning to fix for quite literally 2 years. So today's the day. I'm about to tackle it. I will include a link to the little Pinterest video that I'm using to help me get this started. But the first step is to set up a little frame work to kind of mimic the different rows of knitting. So I did that in a contrasting embroidery floss. And then I've got this yarn that's kind of, it's a decent match. It's not the best match, but it's the closest I've got in my yarn stash. So I'm gonna now kind of faux knit and pick up all these drop stitches, not dropped, but all these loose stitches all around the perimeter of this hole, and hopefully have a pretty seamless blend. Obviously the colors will be a little bit different, but I'm hoping that it'll look pretty consistent. The hole is kind of like coin size, like the size of a quarter, maybe even a little bit bigger. So it didn't feel good for me to just sew it closed. I really did want to try and create an invisible mending patch. So wish me luck. Okay, we're looking at attempt number 2. Sorry if you can hear my cat cleaning himself. He's sitting here with me. He likes to supervise all of my craft activities. Attempt number 2. I did the first one, but I don't think I set my frames up quite correctly, and it just looked a bit wonky, and I wasn't happy with it. So I just spent a few extra minutes really making the hole like nice and tidy. And instead of going bigger and doing some duplicate stitches kind of around the frame of the hole, I've just picked up the actual stitches that are like part of the hole itself. And I think that this is going to be more successful for me. It feels like less yarn to manage. Took a little bit longer to set it up. I'm having a hard time getting my brain around this, to be totally honest. I find with knitting, once I do unlock how it makes sense, I'm off to the races. But sometimes it takes me a little bit longer to get there. But, you know, I figured out how to do the Italian tubular bind off, so really, I can do anything. Checking in with a little bit of progress. This is truly, really doing my head in. Okay, update. I'm gonna do my final row now and connect the patch to the rest of the sleeve. It's looking a little bit janky. The tension's a little bit off. I just need to kind of tighten everything up. And I'm still not thrilled with like the edges. It's taken me forever to get this sorted, and I just want it to be done. It certainly doesn't need to be 100% perfect. I just want it to be discreet, and I want to bring back the structural integrity of this beautiful sweater because it's, like I said, it's going to be a part of my upcoming closet sale. And it's just, it's so gorgeous, and someone needs to be wearing it this fall and winter. So I'm going to finish this up, and I'll be back soon with another update. Okay, all done. Not perfect, but sturdy. And I think it adds some charm to a very, very lovely knit. So that was October, or a little slice of it anyways. I think that I'm liking this more spaced out vlog format. I think it just feels more organic for the way that I like to shoot vlog style content. I think it's going to be helpful for me to have a clear rhythm to when I plan to release vlogs, and it'll help me to better organize and prioritize the content that I'm shooting. At the time that I'm recording this, I've got another outfits video just about ready to go, and then I've also got a whole bunch of clips for the next vlog already stacked up. I'm trying to kind of edit as I go, hoping that that might make it feel more accessible and make it easier to be more consistent with the monthly vlogs. And I've also got another Indyx client lookbook video coming up and a styling video. So there are things on the horizon. Imminently, there's another outfits video that will be up shortly after this vlog, or who knows, it might already be up by the time you're watching this, because that is the way things go sometimes. To absolutely no one's surprise, I am once again at risk of rambling, so I'm going to sign things off here. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.